destruction!
From you breathing in and out of my...
It's time. It's time for John Wick.
It's good.
John Wick.
What a movie. Is this the best movie we watched? Might be.
It's up there.
Keanu Reeves kicking the shit out of people for 2 hours.
Yeah, everybody.
Kicking people's
absolutely
asses.
Crushing enemies.
Just destroying people. He
And
says
then
about 10 words.
Yep. That's all you need.
Destroys everyone. Great storyline. Great, like...
Simple story arc.
Simple, but lots of cool, intriguing things going on. Like
Yes.
when we first watched it years ago, the hotel thing is like fascinating to me.
Yes.
That little like, which they explore very much in John Wick
second
too.
one,
The
yeah.
second one, and now they may even be doing a TV spin-off
Just on this
just
hotel?
about the Continental.
Interesting.
It's pretty crazy how they kind of like lay some really good
Yeah,
like
Absolutely.
groundwork that could almost like branch out into like a Marvel Cinematic Universe type of
John
thing.
Wick
Yeah.
universe.
John
Well, like,
Wickiverse.
There's one person that dies in this movie that you can go back and do a whole movie about her.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Or a bunch. There's other.
There's-
there's-
oh, yeah.
The
Oh, yeah.
guy she kills probably could
Yeah,
have a
Harry.
show too.
Harry could, yeah.
Yeah, it's
Great movie.
Yeah.
I had forgotten so much about this movie. In my head, when you said this, I was like, I don't have to watch this. I remember everything about it. And so I went and looked. I'm like, okay, well, this is not on any streaming service. I'm for sure about that because I would have watched it already.
Right.
So I went onto my Sling and I just randomly typed in John Wick. And it was like, it's playing on USA on Friday. I was like, perfect, recording that.
Yep.
When I record that, and then I start watching it, and I'm like, yeah, I don't remember hardly any. I was like,
Yeah, there's a lot of
dog,
stuff.
dead wife, dead dog. He fights back. Gets the coins. He goes to the hotel. He kills everybody. Like, no, there's way more stuff that
I
happens.
forgot about the coins even.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
There's like
So-
all these subplots with other assassins and stuff
Yep.
going on.
Came out in 2014
And the reason we're watching this is because Kevin Nash.
because Kevin Nash is in it.
Because Kevin Nash, of course.
Because-
Another one.
Why not?
Francis.
Yeah, another Russian Kevin Nash performance.
Is that his voice?
I don't know.
Yes.
It didn't seem
I
like it.
will assume it because I want to give him credit for being able to pull off a decent Russian accent.
Because it seems
This is
dumb.
two roles now with him being Russian.
That's true. That's true.
Not with good accents.
I felt like it was okay in this one. So the budget was 20 or 30 million, and it ended up hitting 86 million in the box office.
And
Why
this
they're
like
oh yeah, we'll definitely do more.
this breathe life back into Keanu Reeves because he was basically Dunzo, right?
No. That's the thing people don't get is he was not done.
No.
he
Was he?
still- no.
When did the replacements come out?
There's got to be a wrestler in that
He
movie.
was
Come on,
not-
that's a TBS movie.
Keanu Reeves was
There's got to be a
not
wrestler
done.
there.
Far from.
Pretty sure there is.
You don't think his career was on the rocks?
No.
In any way?
He had the
He-
Constantine thing.
He was not like John Travolta level.
No.
No. I'm not
He
saying
was-
that.
He wasn't Neo anymore, but
He wasn't Neo since 2000 and what?
Made
3?
47 Ronin, which is a decent movie.
Nobody saw that though.
The Day the Earth Stood Still, Street
Everybody
Kings,
hates that
I
movie.
feel like I saw it, but I don't remember.
Constantine. It wasn't, but the thing that it did was it most definitely gave a shot because this did well at the box office.
Yeah.
That like, oh, we can like go back and make some money off of him.
Yes.
As we see now with more
Every-
John Wicks,
So he's in since John Wick. He's been in everything.
Toy Story.
Yeah,
He's doing
What
Ted,
is he in
Bill
Toy
and Ted.
Story?
he's gonna be in Marvel as somebody.
No, he's not.
Yeah, that's the rumor. He's gonna be.
There's a rumor that everyone's going to be in.
Well, there's a rumor that he's gonna be somebody in Marvel and also somebody in Star Wars.
Good rumor.
I'm just saying.
That sounds like a good old B-Shep
I was
rumor.
just going to say, Brad told me he was going to be Darth Vader in the new Star Wars.
They're pretty much, I think, because
I
of
think
the
he's gonna be in a lot of
success,
stuff.
the success from
John.
this, I think they then go, okay, he's a big enough star now.
Right.
He's a big enough star.
We
still.
can put him in stuff. as
Let's
a lead.
let's put money back into the Matrix because they're doing the Matrix.
Yeah,
again.
there you go. They're doing a
Which
whole
I
other
recently
Matrix.
watched.
Another
the
Bill and
trio.
Ted, which
The
had
first
been in
movie's
development
still
for
good.
a year.
2 and 3 are awful movies.
They
People
suck.
try to defend him now, but I was like,
I remember
I watched
seeing
2 especially.
I remember
Awful.
seeing 2 in the theater and thinking this movie is a trash
It was
fire.
a trash.
And then
The first one is still good.
oh,
First
the
one's awesome.
first one is still awesome.
the end of 2 is just brutal. It's just like
What happens at the end?
he came out of the other bad guy came out of the Matrix, or Mr. Smith or whatever, came out of the Matrix into the real world. To be continued, and it's like, okay, I don't go to see movies for to be continued.
Yep.
The thing is that John Wick hit at the right time where social media. Thing is social media has now
Pumped it up.
pumps up whoever they want when they want, and because of this, you then see him. Because social media is like Keanu go. You then see him. He's able to be himself in a movie like that. Always Be My Maybe.
Yeah, I watched that movie.
You know?
And he was funny in it.
Yeah, right.
Well, actually, Brad Shepard told me he's going to be the next James Bond.
Okay, good.
So
He'd be a
watch
great
out for
James
that.
Bond.
I don't know. So in John Wick, we start with a clip of John Wick driving a truck into a wall, getting out and watching a video clip on his phone of a woman, presumably his
Right.
girlfriend or his wife or something.
Somebody's
And then
probably
he
dead.
kind of dies. He just drops the phone and falls over, maybe dead, with blood everywhere.
Don't worry, she'll give him a call later.
Yes. So then we see him at home, clearly beforehand, because he's not dead yet, and he looks not injured or anything. And he's just kind of bumming around the house by himself. There's like 2 coffee cups out, but he only obviously needs 1. And it's all kind of weird. And then we see him get dressed up in full black, tie, vest, the whole 9.
Yep.
And he's at a funeral, and we kind of threw backstory and him not talking, of course.
Right. There's like a clip of her in the hospital.
Yeah,
right?
we get a little
a flashback
montage
kind of thing.
flashback of her them like getting together and being happy, then her being in the hospital, and we watch her die.
Yeah.
Um,
She got sick with something.
and then he's at the funeral, and everybody's sad. And then Willem Dafoe shows up, and he's like, "Why are you here?"
I totally
Willem
forgot.
Dafoe.
Yes.
Totally
this
forgot
is
William
so
Dafoe
did
was
I.
in this movie.
what an
So that-
awesome part in this movie that I just completely wiped from my mind. He's awesome in it.
Yeah. So he says, like, "I just wanted to check and see how you're doing," and then walks away.
Yeah.
Also, at this point, he's under the largest umbrella ever created. John Wick's got one that's like 11 feet around, like in diameter.
11 feet. You can fit
Hey, it's
12 people
raining.
underneath.
Yeah, and he's very dry. So then he gets home and he gets a delivery, and someone says, "Sign this," and of course he doesn't ask what for. He just does it,
Yeah.
and he brings it inside, and there's a note from his deceased wife that says, like, you need
You
companion.
can't be alone or something
yeah.
like that.
And she basically, when she was getting her affairs in order from whatever she was sick from, she like gets him a dog. She has a little beagle delivered
Just
to
a
him
Dog delivered to him.
named Daisy.
Dog delivery.
So he like is hanging out with the dog a little bit.
Beagle dog.
Yeah, beagle.
Adorable.
He doesn't have any dog stuff.
Nope.
So he pours her a bowl of like cornflakes.
Yep. And gives her like a towel to sleep on the floor.
But she gets in the bed.
Yep.
And he's
Wakes
like,
him up
"All
the
right."
next morning, and they're cool. He likes her, obviously. And then he takes her out, and they drive around in a car.
His special car.
Yep. And he gets his
souped up car.
1969 Ford Mustang, and he like takes it to an airport where he knows a guy, so he can just whip around on the
Well,
tarmac.
Yep.
Do we go get to the gas? Is the gas station before this?
I think after
I think
he
it's
whips around.
It's after, I thought.
Okay.
So yeah, he burns up a whole tank of gas just doing donuts at the airport.
And
Yeah.
kind of like wanting to crash and die.
Yeah, like seeing
Like
how
getting
close
out
he
of-
can take it.
Yeah, getting out his frustration and anger.
That's the thing that is interesting about his fight scenes, because it's like he just tries to get killed all
Yes.
the time, but he's just so good he
He's
doesn't
just too
die.
good.
He like walks out. He's a gun, and people are shooting at him. He just walks out into it. It's like, I don't care if I die. It's fine.
So that he has to go and get gas. So he's pumping gas, and some Russian,
Stupid Theon Greyjoy shows up.
some young Russians show up, and they're being annoying. And
Blasting "Get Money"
Obviously.
music,
Yep.
like the most stereotypical shitty music.
yeah, so he comes over and he's like, "This is a nice car," and he's like, "Yeah, it's nice." And then Yosef, the young Russian dude, goes like, "How much?" And he's like,
Yosef.
"What?" He's like, "How much for the car?" And he says, "I'm not selling it."
Right.
And then he like leans in the car and starts like petting the the dog, and then Yosef's friend comes over and like pulls him away and is like,
But he says something to him in Russian.
yes,
And then he answers back in Russian.
yes, that's right.
Like,
Yosef
this
says something.
bitch isn't for sale.
He says, yeah, and then so John Wick answers him back in Russian. He's very surprised that this
Yeah.
dude is talking Russian to him.
What?
And his friend comes over and pulls him away and is like, I'm sorry, like, have a good day. And, like, you can tell that this guy's, like, trying to just keep this other younger kid calm.
He's obviously
Younger.
been through this before.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Shit,
he's
this
off.
Hothead, this whatever.
Hothead, dickhead, friend.
So he goes home, and now he, like, lets the dog sleep in bed with him,
Right.
and everything's good.
He seems like he's getting a little happier.
Yeah.
A little more
And
comfortable.
then the dog wakes him up barking in the middle of the night, and he goes downstairs to find there's people in his house,
Right.
and they beat him up with like a pipe, and they whoop this dude. And as he's like about to pass out, the dog's running around barking, and they show them like hit the dog and kill this puppy.
Yep.
everything.
They kill the dog.
After this, everything he does is
Justified.
completely justified. Completely. If I was John Wick, if I had his powers, because essentially he's a superhero.
Yeah, he is.
I would have
a boogeyman.
no qualms doing the same exact thing if someone killed my dog.
But
Your
he
little
is
beagle
kind of
puppy?
like eye for an eye because he doesn't want to like. He just wants Yosef's
Yes. Yes,
people.
right.
He's like
Yeah.
he says to other people like, "Stay out of the way, and I'll leave you alone."
Maybe that's
I'm
what
retired.
I see. I feel like if someone did that to my dog, I would then
Burn
just
everything to the
burn
ground.
the island of
Yeah.
Manhattan to the ground. I would go there and just anyone who moved, I'd just kill. If someone did that to my dog, anyone who they knew, anyone who was at that,
So you can't. It's like you cannot wait for him to get up and kill these people. He is so.
Yeah.
He's got it. He's
I don't
getting the
think
hot tag.
There's no more heinous act that's ever been put on film.
It's pretty fucked up. It's pretty fucked up. I mean,
There's probably more heinous acts.
yeah, there definitely is, but absolutely, but
Killing an innocent puppy is
Yeah.
it's up there. It's the
yeah,
So he wakes up and he's bloody and he's trying to like get himself back together, and he goes in the garage and his car is gone.
his
The Mustang.
other prized possession.
Yes.
And he realizes, oh, I know who. it
I know who
was,
did this.
I
yeah.
immediately know who it is.
and I know where I need to go.
And that baseball bat that they hit me with is through the when. So yes, so we then see that car pull into like a chop shop, and he gets out and he says like, "I need to have like new
Yeah,
license
I'm
plates
gonna freshen this
Move
up.
him.
and Aurelio,
John Leguizamo.
yeah,
Luigi
He's like-
of the Mario Brothers.
Luigi.
Luigi
Mario
says,
Brothers.
"Where did you get this car?" And he's like, "Don't worry about it. I just need a new one."
Yeah,
And he's
because
like,
Leguizamo obviously has worked on this car before.
right away he recognizes this car. He's like, "Where'd you get that?"
Yep.
And so he basically just goes up and punches Yosef in the face.
Yeah.
Who gets mad and they pull a gun on his friend pulls a gun on John Leguizamo. He's like, "Go ahead, do it. Go ahead and shoot me."
Yeah.
Pretty
And-
much, yeah.
And they say like, "My dad's not going to be happy about this," and they leave. And he's like, "All right."
One of the things I like about this movie so much is his Yosef's dad. The way that is all played.
Yeah.
Because Leguizamo's like, I've worked with your father for years. There's no way he's going to...
And the thing is, Leguizamo knows like nothing I do to this guy, nothing matters now.
Right.
Like he
Yeah.
knows this dude's dead.
He's going to die.
Yeah.
He knows he's dead. He knows he needs to get them out. He needs that car
Whatever
out
happens,
of the shop.
I want nothing to do with
I
this.
want nothing out of the shop.
Yeah.
He knows Wick will show up because didn't he ask him if he killed him?
He says like, "Did you finish the job?"
He goes,
He's like, "We just roughed him up or whatever."
Yeah,
like,
he's
"Oh,
just...
God."
Because he's
and
some
then
yuppie.
he knows he needs that thing out of the shop.
Right.
He needs to
'Cause he can't-
he needs to distance himself from these people.
Yeah.
So we end up seeing a phone call come in from Yosef's dad, Vigo.
Right.
And
Vigo is awesome.
Vigo calls him. He's like, "I heard that you hit my son," and he's like,
Yeah.
"Yes, I did, sir." He's like, "And why would you do that?" He's like, "Because he killed, or because he stole
He stole John Wick.
John Wick's car and killed his dog." And
Yeah.
Vigo just goes, "Oh," and hangs up the phone.
Yeah. Like, oh, yeah. You're right.
Yeah,
You were
you
right to
should've
punch
hit
him.
him.
That's
Yeah.
the one thing I wish they had held off in this movie was the reveal, like the kind of reveal of his name. Like I wish they had waited for Vigo to yell it at Yosef, be like, "Do you know who you fucked with? the boogeyman, John Wick, dun dun dun,
Yeah.
instead of Leguizamo saying it, but
Yeah.
still, it's just a little nitpick.
Nobody knew who John Wick was when this
Right.
came out, though. So it was
Right?
like,
Yeah, that's true.
now you could do something like that
Yeah.
in movie 4 or 3 or whatever it is.
So John Wick shows up and says, like, I'm looking for my car. And
To
he's like,
Leguizamo.
takes the bus.
Yeah.
and Leguizamo was like, yeah, well, he
saw it.
he was here. It was Vigo's son. And, like, they're talking as though everyone knows one another.
Right.
Like, yeah, that was Vigo's son, and he has your car, and he's gone now, but, you know. And he tells him straight up, like, this is what happened. So then John Wick's just like, I need another car then. So Leguizamo's just like, yeah, sure. Take, like, whatever you want.
Yeah.
And he heads off looking for Yosef. I think we then go to the State Farm agent who's in this movie, the lawyer for Vigo.
Oh, yeah. 30 Rock guy.
Mayhem.
Mayhem, and he was on Rescue Me. He was in
30 Rock's
He's on
her shitty
he's on
boyfriend
that,
in 30 Rock.
the show that's been on NBC for like 50 years now.
Law and Order.
He's on the Law and Order one.
He's
What
great.
the hell's
He's very hateable.
What was his name in 30 Rock?
I don't know. I just remember him being the first boyfriend.
He was the first boyfriend,
He was
and
a beeper salesman.
Yeah, he was always showed up super shithead.
He's basically the full shithead that he's in the car commercials.
Right, yeah. And he plays it very well.
Yes.
So we see him standing there, and he's like, "What do you want to do?" And so Yosef comes in, and his dad basically knocks
beats
him
him.
around a little.
Yeah,
He's like, "Do you have
slaps
any idea what you do? What you just did?" And so he explains who John Wick is. He says he used to be an assassin, basically, that worked for us or with us.
Right. What's he called? The Booba Yaga?
Baba Yaga. Baba Yaga. Baba
Yosef's
Yaga.
like, wait, he's a boogeyman? And then his dad goes, he's the guy you call to kill the boogeyman.
Yeah.
That's how scary he is.
He basically says, listen, he worked with us. He wanted to get out.
Yeah.
So I gave him an impossible task that no one could do.
He completed it.
And he killed everyone. And he
Yeah.
said, and because of him, we are what we are now.
Dennis Duffy. He was Dennis Duffy.
That was his name in 30 Rock?
Yes.
Dennis Duffy.
Dean Winters.
Dennis Duffy, beeper salesman.
Yes.
Yeah, so-
And he's in Brooklyn Nine-Nine. He's the Vulture.
All right.
Oh,
he's
yes,
great
yes,
in,
yes,
he's
yes.
great
He
in that,
Swoops in
too.
at the end.
Yeah.
And takes credit for the,
Yeah,
for the
once you have
bus.
it 98% solved, I'll be here. So he basically says, because of him, we are like the power that we are. And
Yeah.
you just woke him up.
Yep.
So we go back and we see John in his basement, just hacking up his concrete floor.
He takes a sledgehammer and smashes a little hole in the ground where he's hidden what?
His
That's where he's-
skull, guns,
Guns
cash,
and
a whole bunch of gold coins.
gold coins,
and
which we don't.
continental coins.
Yeah, we don't at this. They're just like weird coins at this point,
Yeah.
but it's his stuff.
Yeah.
Clearly, he's had a different life. and
Poured
now we're seeing
concrete
it.
over
For the
it.
past 5
So
years.
Yes.
cool.
And his phone rings, and he answers it, and it's Vigo. And Vigo's like, "Hey, let's work this out."
Yeah.
And he's like,
That's why
"Well,
I love this character. He's just like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Like, how am I going to deal with this?
and
I
he's
did-
basically
this
like,
is
I'm gonna
wrong."
kill your son.
Yeah.
So go fuck yourself."
Yeah.
So Vigo does the only thing he can do is he sends everyone he can. He says to
Yep.
Mayhem, like,
Get
how
a
many can we
contract.
send?
Get a contract. Is this where he gets the contract out?
He puts the contract out for $2 million.
Yeah. So
Or maybe does he kill everyone?
No, first he sends a hit squad. Like
sends
12
the
men
hit
show.
squad.
yeah. Okay.
And so John knows they're coming, so he shuts off his own. He first of all puts on his black uniform,
Got to put that on.
and then he shuts the lights, and all the power to his own house off. And then as these guys are sneaking around, at first he sneaks around killing, picking guys off, and then he just ends up fighting and getting into a shootout. And some he fights.
And we get some cool I'm fighting in close quarter hallway weird mirror room or
and I love
window rooms
the way
and stuff.
throughout the movie, it's not just headshots. Like he'll see a guy's foot, and he'll shoot the foot to get them to fall out of their hiding spot,
Right.
and then he'll shoot them in the face.
That's the one thing about this movie is he makes sure everyone is dead.
Yes.
Right.
Everyone gets
Everyone gets a double tap.
even if
Yeah.
you get shot in the chest and then he does 15 other moves, he always comes back
comes back and
to
shoots you
get-
again. Yeah.
He's a
Just to be
completist.
sure.
He's a completist.
that you are dead.
He also has that really cool knife fight with the guy where the guy pulls a knife on him, tries to stab him, and he's like, he has it back, he gets it back from him, and he's going to stab him while the guy's laying flat, and he like pounds on it with his other hand to pound it into the guy's chest. Like, damn, that is harsh.
Yeah, or he'll like be wrestling with one guy and like stop, like hold him in like a hold,
use him as a human
shoot
shield,
like 2 people, and then go back and kill him. So when they're all dead, and then he calls up his friend to come have these. I need to make a reservation for 12,
and the cop shows up.
First, the cop shows up, and he's like,
"Bodies,
hey, John."
He's like, "Are you working again?"
Nope,
just working something out.
All right, I'll leave you alone.
Noise complaint.
The cop just leaves. Like, nope, don't want any part of this.
Yep.
Okay, John, have a good night.
I'm out of here.
And then some cleaning crew comes in and just takes away the bodies, and he gets a coin for his efforts. One of these gold coins, or a couple of coins.
He gives a bunch of gold coins to the guy who cleans stuff up.
Yep.
They bag the bodies in like
scrub the floors,
cellophane or whatever, and then dump them in the back of the cleaning van,
and then get the fuck out of there.
Yep. We see them again too, don't we? We see them later.
We do, yes. We then go back to Vigo, who is like, "Oh, of course they all died." So he says, like, "All right, put out a $2 million bounty on this guy."
Right, so all bounty hunters can go after him and get paid.
And then he calls up
Willem
Dafoe.
Marcus.
Yeah, it says, like, "I need you to do something for me." And Marcus is like, "All right, yeah, sure, I'll do that. No problem."
Yeah.
You gonna have a problem with that? Because you guys are friends. Nope, I'm good.
And he's like, $2 million? Nope, I'll do it. We then see John get in his new fancy car with he gets padded up, guns and
he gets all his stuff.
Gets all his stuff, and then he shows
up
in front of the Continental Hotel, which is just in the middle of the city, of course.
Middle of downtown Manhattan.
Yep, nobody knows what it is. I love the Continental.
Surprisingly, found parking right on the street.
Well, they have some great valet work going on later too.
Yep. So he goes in and he's talking, and clearly everyone knows who he is. Like, "It's been a while. How have you been? Yada, yada, yada. I'm sorry to hear about your wife." So everybody knows who he is.
So we meet Perkins.
Yes.
The very beautiful young lady.
Yep. Who he says like hello to, and she says hi, and they, and we find out that Vigo is not only, he knows that he's at the Continental.
Right.
And we find out, well, if you kill him on the premise, I will double the bounty. It's $4 million. Because then we find out
you can't fight at the Continental.
You can't do any of this stuff. The Continental is a safe haven.
It's a safe haven for bounty hunters, and you can't do business on hotel grounds. Punishable by death.
So John goes downstairs to the bar, and he says hi to Perkins again. He goes up to the bartendress, who's very excited to see him.
Yeah, he's obviously charmed her.
Yep. And
in the past.
He said he's talking to presumably the owner, the manager or something of this hotel.
Yeah.
Who's like, I'm your friend, but so don't do it here.
What's that guy's name? That actor. He's awesome.
He played Al
Swearingen. My favorite
Winston is his name in this.
Yes,
Winston. My favorite thing about this scene is it's like the HBO hotel, because it's Lance Reddick from The Wire.
Yes,
is the front desk guy.
Oh yeah,
and he's awesome in The Wire. And then Al Swearingen from Deadwood is the owner, and then Harry is also in The Wire.
Oh,
he's
really?
the match. Makes models of the matches and stuff.
I still haven't watched The Wire.
Oh my god,
I still have not either.
I don't know. Ian McShane.
Ian McShane is so fucking good.
So yeah, he's like, I can't tell you where he is. Like, I can't help you. But then he goes up to the bartenders, who basically tells him, like, he's at the Red Circle. This is where you need to go.
Right.
Which we find out is another club that is not part of the Continental. So do whatever you want there.
Yeah, you can go kill anyone there.
So he thinks, okay, I'm going to go kill everyone.
Perfect.
At the Red Circle.
Go wipe that place clean.
Interestingly enough, red circles all over the Red Circle.
Of course.
Yeah, weirdly.
Also, again, bad, weird music at the Red Circle.
So much weird music all over this place.
He ends up finding a secret side door, if you will, and he watches some of the Russian henchmen go in, so he thinks this is where I need to go.
Yep.
So he sneaks up on the bouncer of said side door.
Of course.
Big sexy.
Kevin Nash.
Russian Kevin Nash.
Here he is.
I was going to say, we talked about it already, but I give credit because in his 30 seconds he's in this movie, he kind of sort of pulls off a Russian accent.
He has a Russian accent.
If it's him speaking.
Good evening, Mr. Wick.
And another like fun interaction because he's like, "You're gonna let me in the door.
I see you've lost weight. Yes, about 60 pounds or so.
You're gonna let me in the door, right?"
Take the night off.
Yep, I will. I'm definitely gonna let you in the
Why don't
door.
you take the night off? He's like, thank you, Mr. Wick.
Yeah, thank you for not killing me.
Yes, basically.
You know what I realized? Vigo is the villain in Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol.
Yeah.
He's the one in
Yes.
He's the one. He's not like
He's
the
a lower-
car.
Yeah,
falls on him.
Yeah, he's a lower
with the
level.
with the suitcase. Remember?
Yes. Because I was like, I've seen him a lot, that actor, and he's good in
Yes.
everything.
Yes, he's the one in that weird car parking thing. The car falls on him. They have that crazy like fight on the car thing.
Does Tom Cruise have to wear somebody else's face to kill him?
At the beginning,
Okay.
he's
love
in.
face changing.
This is the one. Ghost Protocol is the one where the Kremlin blows up.
That's my favorite
Oh.
scene where he has the
You're sneaking through the hallway with
he
the
has the Russian uniform that he
Yes,
turns inside
Angel
out, and it's a
leather
leather
jacket.
jacket with
Leather-
a Springsteen shirt.
Yep.
Love it. Absolutely.
Because I also like the scene leading up to that where they have the fake hallway
Yes.
that they're hiding
Yes.
behind.
Projecting system that looks like an
Yes.
empty hallway. God damn, those movies are great.
So good.
I haven't seen a
Oh,
whole movie
he
since
has
the first
passed
one.
away.
Oh,
Michael
that's sad.
Nyquist
He's great.
died in 2017.
Rip
Wow.
Vigo.
What a bummer. R.I.P. Vigo.
That's harsh. Damn. All right.
So John Wick sneaks into the red circle and then just
Oh my God, he destroys.
he finds his
Commits
like
a genocide.
main bodyguard in the bathroom getting prepped
Right.
for the night.
Yeah, I don't think it's his main bodyguard. I think it's his
friend.
handler.
Yeah, it's
the
like
one
his
who-
friend slash handler.
That's the one who was like, "Hey, don't
Yeah.
do this."
What's his name? Victor.
And Victor immediately knows he's dead. Tries to fight back. It does not go well, and he gets like drowned in like an inch of water.
Yes, he
I
does.
like when he's like,
Super lame death.
let's see, he's shaving or something in the mirror, and he's shaving, and then you just see John Wick walk up behind to
Yeah,
kill the
the
other
other
guy.
guy.
He like
Yeah.
stabs him in the throat, and blood squirts all over the lockers. And
He's-
the guy standing there and looks in the mirror, and is like, "Oh shit,
Yep.
I'm dead."
So then he sneaks through passages and kills a bunch of people, and then he finds Yosef in a pool and or hot tub.
Yeah, it seems like a Russian bath.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
Type
yeah,
of
that's
place.
exactly what it is.
And so he's killing his way to him, takes a shot, doesn't hit him, and then has to fight a million bodyguards.
And he's chasing him, who's in a towel. Like Yosef is running through the
Running
club.
through a club in a towel.
And so he's killing a bunch of people down in the bath area. And then one dude comes out in a Speedo.
Yes.
Some giant
Yeah.
dude
Yeah.
comes out and he just stabs him and like
Yeah.
shoots him a bunch of times. Like, was that dude a bodyguard or is he
I
just a
think so.
dude hanging
It's like
out?
this crazy, like Skrillex music with him just like with a gun like really close to his chest, just shooting everyone in the head.
So he's fighting his way through, but doesn't. He ends up getting cut off by Kirill,
Karilli?
the good bodyguard.
Right.
Ends up getting in his way. They get into a fight where he roughs up John, but obviously doesn't kill him.
Shoots him right in the chest or something.
In like this, he gets a knife or a shot. He gets something in the stab. He has to
He gets stabbed in the side.
yeah,
Right. He gets stabbed in the side.
yeah. So he does get away though, and he goes back to the Continental to patch up his injuries.
Because they have, of course, a medical doctor who can just fix you up.
He's like, "Is the doctor in?" He's like, "Of course." So he sends him up, and he says like, and he gets stitched up, a huge gash in his side,
Yep.
and he says like, "How's my movement gonna be?" The doctor like rolls his eyes and is like, "Well, you shouldn't do anything, but if you're gonna keep working,
You're going to open these
take
stitches.
2 of these." And he gives him like a pill, and he's like, "It will open, and you will bleed a lot, but you will
It
have
won't-
full movement."
Yeah. You'll have, if you take these, you'll have full movement.
So he's like, "Cool," and then he goes to bed. While he's lying in bed, we see Willem Dafoe, with a sniper rifle up on the roof, and he's got John in his sights.
Yeah.
And just we see in the background the door open to John's room, even though he's supposed to just be in there sleeping by himself. And Willem Dafoe takes a shot at him and hits just misses his head.
Right.
and it leads to a fight with Perkins, who has come to kill John Wick.
So obviously, something fishy's going on here because John Wick should be dead.
Yes.
Couple times, John Wick should have been dead.
Perkins comes in, and so we kind of see here, was he trying to kill him, or was he waking him up for this
We
assassination?
think he's trying to kill him for sure.
Right.
He ends up fighting Perkins, and but he doesn't kill her, but he says,
pistol whips her.
yeah,
Knocks her out.
it says, where is, like, Vigo? Like, where can I find these guys?
Yeah.
She doesn't want to tell him, and then he forces her to, knocks her unconscious, and in the hallway, runs into an old pal named Harry, and says, like,
From The Wire.
hey, Harry, you want to, like, hold somebody? He's like, a catch and release? He's like, yeah, you just got to hold on to her.
He's like, do I know you? He's like, yeah. He turns around and he's like,
John?
huh? Harry?
He's in his underwear.
Yeah.
Like, John?
Yep. So he has her, and obviously things go sideways there,
Of course.
because he's like, you're not supposed to do that. You're on company ground. You're in big trouble, little lady.
Yeah.
And then
he has her tied up, and he has her handcuffed.
handcuffed.
Yeah.
And she pops her thumb out of the joint,
Breaks her thumb.
gets
get out.
of the handcuffs, and kills Harry. Poor guy.
She puts a pillow over his head and shoots him.
I felt terrible for Harry.
Yeah.
Shoots him in the head.
But he is also an assassin, so this is the life he
This
lives.
is just the life you live. But then, like, imagine
Occupational hazard.
if he had just not come out that door.
Yeah.
Like, fucking
Just
lit.
like-
You always
Oh.
ignore gunfire inside the Continental.
Yep. Where was I? So
Harry
he
has
goes. So she's dying. He goes to find. It's in a church. His headquarters is in the basement of a church, basically.
Oh, right. Yeah. It's a fake church.
That's where at least he keeps all his money.
That's where the vault is. Yeah.
He keeps the vault in the basement of a
front, she
church
says.
that looks like it's real, but it's not. It's everybody's fake.
Well, it is though. I mean, yes.
Even the priest is fake.
Yeah.
So
So
the priest is like an Irish priest, and then
No, I thought he was Russian.
I think he's Russian.
no, he is. I think he's pretending to be Irish because he got the green, and then he's when he gets him underneath and he tells him to open the vault, he talks in a Russian accent.
So he goes in and he basically fights. Some of the parishioners pop up, and it turns out they're like bodyguards
they're
or whatever.
bad guys.
And he kills them, of course.
Even the organist is a bad guy.
Yep. So he gets the priest. He doesn't kill the priest, but he drags him and says, like, take me to, like, everything. So they go into the basement, and there's, like, two women counting money
Yep.
locked in
Behind
the
like
cell.
yeah.
And he's like, open it. And then the priest is like, he'll kill me. And John Wick's like, yeah, he's going to kill you. But, like, open it or I'm going to kill you.
He shoots like 4 people after
Yeah.
that too. He's like, okay, open it.
So he does, and he goes in, and the priest is, and the two women, he's like, get out of here. He doesn't kill them.
No, he doesn't kill them. He's
Lets them
got
leave.
a conscience.
Yep. And then the priest is like, what are you going to do with all this anyways? And he's like, this. And he just lights the whole thing on fire.
And it burns everything.
Burns all the money,
couple
all
grenades,
Yeah.
couple flashbang grenades or whatever they were.
We get the slow motion walk away because, of course, we needed that.
We did.
Definitely needed that.
And then we find out later, Vigo says it wasn't just the money.
Blackmail.
I own the city because of that. Every
Yeah,
pictures, all the tapes, like everything.
Everything I had for blackmail was in there.
Now he knows this is going to get a reaction, so he's waiting for everyone to show up so he can kill everyone. And he fights off a bunch of them, but they do end up catching him.
They hit him with a car.
With a car.
Yes, and
I guess that's the best way to
that's a
defeat him.
weakness. It turns out for John
Superhero.
Wick is getting hit
Kill
by a
him.
car.
Now, why they just didn't kill him immediately during this interrogation discussion thing, who knows? But
Yeah.
that would make for a bad movie, I guess.
So he's captured by them, but
Right.
then we find out Marcus is still watching his back, and Marcus starts shooting people and allows him to
Marcus
escape.
saves his life by
Yes.
shooting people from
And
with
then
a
John
sniper.
takes over and starts killing everyone. And he kills the other Cyril or whatever, Kirill, the good bodyguard.
Yeah, they have
But
a pretty
Vigo
good-
just like has a discussion with him about like, come on, man, now I have to kill you. What the hell?
And so
I'm gonna leave while my bodyguards do it.
Yep.
Oh wait, it didn't-
Always.
it didn't-
Never a good idea for the main villain to leave.
Oops.
Have your henchmen finish the job.
Leave him easily escapable.
Yep.
And just assume everything goes according to plan.
Nope.
Um,
That's right. Like MacGruber.
That was in Austin Powers too.
Oh, that's
No,
right.
no. We're going to leave him here, then an inept guard, and assume everything goes according to plan. Because then he's, I have a gun in my room. I'll go get. We can shoot him together.
Yeah.
Right now.
It's,
No.
Seth Green.
Yeah.
You have no tact.
So he ends up basically chasing down Vigo and says, like, you got to tell me where your son is. And you can tell, like,
And he's
just
got that crazy ass fucking shotgun.
The pump shotgun.
That pump looking fucking futuristic.
He shoots a guy from point. He steps like climbs on top of
Yes.
the hood. Shoots a guy from point blank range with a pump shotgun right in the face.
I don't know why he keeps Vigo alive, but I guess because
Because it's not with Vigo.
Yeah, he doesn't
keeps
have a beef with
saying
Vigo.
like, I have
with
no
your
problem
son.
with you. I just want your son to die.
And then he basically says, Vigo, like, clearly is, like, tired of this. It's not the first time he's had to do stuff for his terrible son.
Yeah, so he just gives him up.
And he just tells him, he's like, this is where he is. And it's basically like an understanding, like, you're going to kill my son, and then I have to try to kill you.
Yeah, I'm gonna come for you.
So then he shows up at said safe house and kills all the bodyguards,
Yep.
tracks down Yosef, and then just murders him too.
Did we get to the part where the Continental gives him a car, or is that at the end?
I think that's at the end.
Okay.
yeah. So yeah, he's at Yosef is at a safe house, and his shithead friends playing video games,
Yeah.
and he just snipes a bunch of dudes,
Yeah.
snipes his friend.
They're not good at fighting. Like
No, they're
his
not.
crew are bad.
Yes.
They blow up his car, and then as he's about to kill Yosef, Yosef says in Russian, "It's just a fucking obviously a dog."
Yeah, dog.
And then, you still,
No, you dead.
you're dead. You're dead.
You're dead.
Meanwhile,
But it's far from over.
we see that Perkins has found out that John and Marcus have been kind of working together.
Right.
So she tells Vigo, like, hey, Marcus is on his side here.
She has escaped.
So then Vigo goes to find Marcus and is torturing him and says, like, now I'm going to kill you. I'm going to torture you and kill you.
Right.
And he basically says, no, I'm going to do this on my terms. And he kills a couple people before getting killed.
He
But-
gets the gun away from them, and then
Yeah.
Vigo has to kill him.
And so Vigo calls John and he's like, hey, I just killed your friend. How about that?
Yeah.
You killed my son, I killed your friend. And then he's going to have Perkins, like, go finish the job since she messed up in the hotel.
Right.
But then Winston, who is the hotel guy,
Right.
Calls
the head
her
of
up.
the head of the hotel.
and she says, like, we need to talk.
Let's meet.
Yeah. And he basically says, like, your membership in the Continental has been revoked. And when he says this, a bunch of other assassins, like, step out of the shadows and they all shoot her.
Yeah, she dies.
She's dead.
And then
And that's when we see the cleaning crew again.
cleaning crew come back.
Winston's like, here you go, and, like, flips a coin to the...
Yeah. Because
the
if you
cleaning
kill
crew.
someone on hotel grounds, you're dead.
You're dead.
Which in John Wick 2, that's the whole plot of the movie.
Yeah.
John Wick kills somebody on,
And then he gives him,
grounds.
I'm,
and he gives him a head
because
start.
I'm your friend, I'm
Yeah.
going to give you a head start, but I have to kill you.
You're going to die.
Yeah.
Which I think is leading right into John Wick 3, right? Isn't that the plot
don't
of John
know.
Wick?
I
I
haven't
believe
seen
that's
it.
the plot of John Wick 3, right? The assassins are chasing him at the end of John
Yes,
Wick 2.
because after he broke the rules,
He broke
at
the rules.
Continental.
Yeah.
So John Wick 3 is him fighting all the assassins from him breaking the rules.
So then Winston, after doing that, calls up John Wick and says, like, hey, there's a helicopter taking off. It's going to have Vigo on
You
it.
might want to go there.
Yep. So obviously, John gets in his fast car and drives right over.
Is this the fast car that they give him? Because at one point he
I
goes.
think it is.
He goes back to the Continental, and Lance Reddick or whatever his name is, at the front desk is like, "Good to see you again. Nice to see you. Good stay. Compliments of the house
Because of the unfortunate events.
Yeah, because you almost got killed by
And it's
somebody.
essentially his
They give
car
him
again.
a
His
fucking awesome
69
car.
Mustang or whatever.
It's not a '69
Oh,
Mustang.
no, you're right. It's
It's like a
some other new
Dodge Charger or
secret thing,
something.
So he races over and he kills a bunch of bodyguards, of course. And then he ends up chasing down Vigo on the docks. And they decide, like, no weapons.
Oh, but leading up to this, he decides, you know what? I'm not going to fight these guys on foot, hand to hand.
I'm gonna drive around and shoot
I'm
them
going to
with
do
the
it
car.
in my car.
Yeah,
I'm going to fight all these guys.
he has a car gunfight.
That's true. He does.
He pretty much like
Bring a
saying,
car to a gunfight.
He even kills 30 Rock guy
Yeah.
by like squishing him
Yeah.
with a car.
He does. You're right.
Yeah, you know what? Not tied it with one hand behind my back. I have to be driving a car to defeat all of you.
I'm
And
gonna-
it's like
and he shoots people. Like he drives
Yes!
by and shoots them. And
he could have gotten out of the car and taken
Nope.
care of this much
Nope.
easier.
Yeah, but this is
Nope.
much faster. Much faster.
I
than
need
ever.
style.
Like he does several like laps having to kill people.
But he's going so fast.
Yeah.
So he gets to Vigo and says, like, well, let's just do this man to man. No weapons.
But
Obviously, Vigo very
Oops.
quickly pulls a knife.
yep, he's got a knife.
So John actually allows himself to get stabbed. He lets Vigo stab him.
That's right, yeah.
So
'Cause-
that he can get the knife.
Break his
Yeah.
arm.
He breaks his arm and then just takes the knife out and then
Stabs
uses
him in
it
the neck.
Yeah.
Stabs Vigo right in the neck. And then what does Vigo like sits down? What does he say? He's like, "See you around the bend. Like you're gonna die too someday."
Yeah. And so then we go back to the scene at the very beginning of the movie. We see John like crash his car and he's like lying there dead.
Yeah,
And then his wife says something in the video
Says,
and
"Get up."
wakes him up. Yeah, like get up, John.
yeah,
And so he wakes up and he breaks into an animal shelter or a clinic
right. He uses
to
the
be
vet,
his own doctor.
vet
Yep.
medics
Yep.
stuff to cure himself.
And then he decides he likes a pit bull and he's got a new dog.
I'm gonna steal a dog too.
Just takes this dog and
Let's go.
goes about his merry way.
Yep.
It's like
and then he's
bloody and limping and has a dog.
Yep.
His work is over. His work is finished.
Because he says the whole movie, I'm retired. I'm
Yeah.
retired.
I'm not back in the game. I'm retired.
I'm here for a short stay.
Yes. 2 days. Maybe a little longer.
Just visiting.
What? Why does he? I forget why he gets sucked back in. Does someone pay him to get back in the second movie? I think that's what happened, right?
I don't know.
Someone pays him to go and kill somebody in like Europe because they
Yeah.
know he's back on duty or whatever, or unretired, sort of.
Yeah, and then Common
And then
gets
he-
involved.
He gets, he stabs Common in the heart and leaves him on the subway.
Oh, yeah.
That's right. And they do that cool like gunfight where no one knows they're fighting.
Yeah, they're
Yes.
shooting bullets in like a crowded mall or
Yeah,
something.
Yes,
and they're just
yeah.
like boop, behind columns and
Yes.
stuff.
Sweet.
Yeah. Also,
We do need to watch John Wick 3.
We really
Yeah.
do.
We need to watch it together.
We should.
Yeah, we have to watch it together.
I have it. HBO Go's got it, and I've got HBO.
Oh,
So
all right. Well, there you go. Someday we're gonna do that.
someday, who knows when?
John Wick 1 in the books.
Terrific movie.
Terrific
Just
movie.
a terrific movie. Kind of like The Raid. If The Raid,
We watched them
Had a
back to
plot?
back.
we did, didn't we?
You brought
yeah.
you brought John Wick over, and then brought the Raid over, and then brought
That was
I
about
think
the
the
Raid.
Raid Redemption all 3 weeks in a row.
And then at one point we watched the movie that was sort of like The Raid with Sylvester Stallone.
what?
Oh yeah,
Paradise
Dread
Alley?
or something?
No,
What?
no, Paradise
No,
Alley.
one of the Dread movies where the
Judge
also-
Dredd.
Yeah,
Oh, I don't think.
Yeah, we watched Judge Dredd.
because it was the same thing. It was like a hotel, and he had to fight his way through
I
it.
didn't like that movie, Judge Dredd.
I like
Because
the
it,
new
well, it was
Judge
like a
Dredd.
lesser version of The Raid.
Right,
It was a fake raid.
right. But this is like John Wick's like The Raid, but with guns. The Raid was all hand to hand and like
There were guns in the Raid.
machetes. Was
There
there?
were guns in the raid.
Yeah, they're probably because there was
Because a
cops and
SWAT
stuff.
team. Like,
Yeah, well, The Raid 2 where they're breaking out of prison. Or whatever.
Yeah,
that
yeah.
definitely has guns in that
there's
one.
definitely guns in the first one because they go into the building. Like SWAT team goes into the building. He's part of SWAT team, isn't he?
Yeah.
I don't know.
The Raid's fucking awesome.
Yeah, those movies are all three of those John Wick movies are probably. I haven't seen 3, but I'm guessing it's awesome.
We'll find out.
We will
Someday.
find out. All right, who's up next? Is it me?
I have
I think
no idea.
All right,
I think it is
stealing an idea, as I
John Wick 3.
want to do. No, you don't have to do any watching this week.
Like that.
What?
You have to watch nothing this week. Hold on, let me pull it up real quick. All right, I'm stealing this idea from my favorite NBA podcast. Does a show every so often called Squad, where they do a draft. You have to build something through a draft.
Okay.
So this is my version of this. I'm calling it Faction,
Okay.
where we do a snake draft.
Oh, for that.
An attempt to build the best version of something. So the twist is you need to build the best wrestling video game.
Video game.
These are the 5 categories you get to draft from. And you can pick from other games. So you could take, like, oh, this version, this category of this game with this category of this game of wrestling. So it'll be like the multiplayer of SmackDown vs. Raw with the, so-and-so of
Interesting.
Royal Rumble SNES or whatever.
Oh, that's a good one.
Here are the 5 categories. You got to pick a multiplayer. You got to pick cover art, which you can just make up.
Okay.
Gameplay gimmick. So there's games that have cage matches, Royal Rumbles, WrestleMania, No Mercy, and all that kind of crap.
Yeah.
What system is it on? So it can be on any system, Sega,
N64.
N64, whatever. And finally, one secret unlockable character. So whatever unlockable character you want. Doesn't have to be a wrestler, obviously. Secret unlockable character.
Interesting.
So and it's a draft. So if somebody picks your thing, you should be ready with a possible plan B.
Okay.
And see who makes the best video
You
game.
need to email us that stuff.
I'll email it to you.
Okay.
I'll email it to you. So it's an episode of Faction, which is definitely a ripoff of Squad.
Original.
But it requires you to watch nothing.
I do like that.
So that should be fun. And it's a draft, so it'll snake back around. So, and you don't have to pick.
I thought it was just going to be characters. Okay.
No, you don't have, and you don't have to pick.
Itself.
You don't have to pick. You can make up everything if you want to. If you want to make up a gimmick that doesn't exist, go for it.
Okay.
Maybe even a system that doesn't exist, a video game system. I don't know. Just kind of we'll play with the format, see how it goes. All right, that's it. You gonna say something?
I wasn't sure if you turned us off.
No, I didn't. You wanted to say something?
Hard silence.
No.
All right.